Hi everyone, this is Diana Palm from dianapalm.com, and I wanted to talk to you today about your love life. I actually wanted to talk to you about your ability to attract your highest potential soulmate. I know that if you're like me and you've been through lots of relationships and you've had your heart broken, that you may not even believe that your soulmate exists. You may think that relationships are difficult, challenging, or that you have to give up part of yourself to make one work. And I'd like to tell you that that's just not the truth. In fact, the way to attract your highest potential soulmate is to be your most authentic self. That means showing up 100% you. So I'm going to share something about my personal life because my channel has recently really merged into love attraction. I am really good at helping people find their highest potential soulmate. Now, I don't feel that I would be as good as I am had I not gone through my own heartache and disappointing relationships and having to deal with my own relationship patterns. Because when you attract somebody to you, for relationship, you're always going to be replaying your subconscious and genetic programs within the relationship. And that's why we tend to attract the same types of people or experience the same types of relationships over and over and over. And I know that that is daunting. I know it feels very disappointing, and it may actually have some of you feeling like love does not exist for you, or that you're not going to be happy in relationship. A lot of people my age actually say things like, oh, I don't have room for a man in my life. Men take up too much time, or vice versa. They may feel the same way about women. They may say that they don't have time for a relationship, that they have nothing to give, that they love their life the way it is, and they don't want to sacrifice or make any kind of alterations to their life because they finally have it feeling stable and solid by themselves. But one of the things that we really desire on earth, our soul actually longs for love, and we all long for companionship. I know the journey isn't easy, but it gets a lot easier when we become clear about who we are in relation to the way we were raised, in relation to our genetic programs that are running, in relation to our own subconscious thoughts and programs that we bring to the table in relationship. And what I mean by that is you're not always showing up 100% you. If you're experiencing patterns in relationship, many of those might be totally unconscious patterning that you learned in your early family or that you were given right in your DNA from your ancestral family line. And what that can show up as is replaying patterns, always having to leave people over and over and over, fearing commitment, attracting people that cheat on you, or always having difficulty, chaos, and crisis in relationship. When you've been experiencing these things, you have to just say that part of this is for your growth. And I'll own it. I'll say that all of mine has been for my growth. I'm somebody that was not afraid of committing on one level because I maybe was like too eager to commit at many times in my life, especially when I was in my young 20s, which is what led me to having several different marriages in my 20s and then always leaving them because I ultimately wasn't happy within the relationship, or at sometimes there were people that would attempt to abuse me and I'd have to leave. There were times when I was even homeless and having to start over. In fact, I've started over from nothing 4 different times in my life. And when I say nothing, I mean no car, no house, really nothing except for a couple boxes of clothing, and having to recreate my life and find a new job and put all the pieces together with new friends. And I didn't have that kind of core family stability that a lot of people have. So I was out there doing it myself. And most of that time I was doing it as a single mother. So I had the additional responsibility of taking care of my daughter when we were starting over with nothing. So wherever you're at, I just want to let you know that I identify with you. I've had my heart broken and I've lost people that I didn't think I would ever recover from the loss. I really was challenged to grow as an individual. And because I'm a medium and a spiritual healer, thankfully I had tools to work on myself, but I had to discipline myself to really be honest and look at why I was attracting these people and why I was attracting these types of relationships. And it was so enlightening for me. It was transformative for me when I found my own programs, when I found my own relationship patterns and changed my belief systems around them. So I want you to know that you all can have your highest potential soulmate. And when I say that, I don't mean that Mr. or Mrs. Perfect is going to show up, because perfect people don't exist. But at every level that you're at, you have a highest potential soulmate. The more healing that you do to uncover, unravel, and clear your genetic and subconscious programs, there is another higher potential partner waiting for you that can connect with you and plug in with you at that level. So it's really like the more healing you do, the better, more full you show up as your authentic self. And in that way, that's the signal you send out, and there's somebody that comes in to connect with you at that level. So there's some truths about soulmates. They exist, but there's not just one. We have multiple soulmates. Many soulmates come into our life as difficult relationships because they make us grow. And other relationships come in as soulmate partnerships that really blend with us, bond with us, create stability, and then our lives can take off and we can do wonderful, amazing things in the world. Those are like divine life partners. They come in when you've done enough healing that you can both come in at that higher level and do good for the world. But anytime before that, when you're still working on yourself and you haven't done enough healing, you're most likely going to attract in people that are coming in to help you grow. And that's not easy. The last time I got married, I said to myself, this is the last time I'm getting married. He was tall, dark, and handsome. He was successful, all these things. He was a gentleman. He was in love with my daughter. He was very good to us, very gentlemanly. So I said, okay, this is the last time I'm getting married. I'm going to do everything to make this work. But shortly after we got married, we've discovered that there were some mental things going on, that he was bipolar, manic depressive. He would hide in bed with his head covered. He wouldn't visit his children. He had terrible financial problems that he had lied to me about. And all of these things created a massive turmoil in our life and in our family. And I did everything. I hung on to that relationship in our home, and I basically just like hung on like I was hanging on for dear life, because I didn't want to start over again and I wanted to get it right. So I put 1,000% into trying to maintain my marriage and keep a family together. And it was just, I don't want to say that it wasn't meant to be, because it was meant to be. And to this day, I'm very grateful for him and have no hard feelings to him. He was brought to me for a variety of reasons. He actually made me really, really good at my work because of the emotional turmoil that I experienced. I became really closely attuned to what other people deal with in relationship and what that's like to live with people that have addictive tendencies and severe mental struggles, and what that does to a family. And I saw it and experienced it from the inside out. And I dealt with that fear of, are we going to lose him again? Are we going to lose our house because of him? Are we going to lose our businesses? And ultimately, yes, I'd lost it all. And started over from nothing for the fourth time. And as I did that and put my life back together, it was really beautiful what happened. And I couldn't have received this blessing and this gift had I not gone through everything I went through. And that's why I'm so grateful to him and have no hard feelings. This was all the way it was supposed to be. So what happened to me is, because I'm a medium and a healer, things come to me and they channel to me all the time. And when I lost everything, my heart was broken, I had no money, I didn't know where to go. I had to start over, and I had to really recreate my business and actually really, really run my business for success rather than as a supplementary income in the family. So there was a lot of duress and stress around me. And I started being channeled the things that were necessary to heal my heart. And I began to work on myself. And every time I was given more pieces of information, I did the work on myself. And what happened from that and what occurred from that is that I was able to clear so many untruths and so many programs from my genetic family. I actually became more and more aware of all the genetic programs that I had been living with still that I didn't know were affecting me. And I cleared those and I healed my heart, and I was able to get to a point of feeling gratitude for my ex-husband, and not just forgiveness. Forgiveness is the first step, and that's an important step. Healing, releasing, forgiving. Those are all very, very important. But the ultimate is when you can feel gratitude. And the only way you can really get to the gratitude is to get your lessons. And sometimes the lessons, they come to you for years after the experience. But when you can get there and you can really, really get the lessons of what this relationship brought to you, then you can move into gratitude. And when you get into gratitude, it's beautiful because your vibration elevates and you no longer need to replay the same old patterns in relationship. So it's a real elevation to your spiritual energy and really helps align you with your highest potential soulmate. So at every level of relationship, we're always going higher and higher and higher unless we're repeating patterns. If you're repeating patterns, it is absolutely necessary that you clear the subconscious beliefs and genetic programs that are causing those patterns to reoccur in your life. So as I went through my divorce, like I said, I really worked on my own self, and I put together a program that I ran for several years called Creating Space for Love, where I'd work with groups and help them to clear their past relationship issues, rebuild their heart, instill new feelings for what it feels like to be loved, cherished, nurtured, what it feels like to feel safe, what it feels like to have a stable, loving partner. And I started seeing everyone's life and love life improve and grow and get better. And meanwhile, that occurred in my life where I drew in my highest potential soulmate, my divine life partner, that we can actually both come together as healed individuals and then use our connection and our relationship to do good in the world, to support each other's endeavors, but also to unite and come together on what we want to do in the world together to help others. So that's always the larger picture when you come together with your divine life partner. And it's really nice to finally be in a relationship where I can enjoy that relationship and begin to build stronger foundations in my life. So as I was channeled this and used it with others, I saw how effective it was. I worked with it for years. I helped many, many people. And now I've streamlined it, really finessing and finding out what people need. What I found out was that in one day working with people and reprogramming them, for the majority of people that helped, and they got dates and they fell in love and some of them even got married. But now I'm working a little bit more deeply with people in 6 consecutive weeks. And I've broken it down into phases where we really clear a lot of programming from the mother, a lot from the father, a lot about your own self and your connection to God, source, or the universe. We go into a lot of repatterning on many different levels, including soul fragment retrieval, energetic divorce, forgiveness exercises, and I put it together in a program that's really powerful and really dynamic. So if you're interested in something like that for yourself to really clear out those old patterns and programs, check it out on my new website. It's called Manifesting Your Soulmate System. Keep watching these videos. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I upload a new video every single Thursday. Thanks for being here, everyone. I can't wait to help you fall in love.